Bird nerds, how's everyone doing? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. It is a cold spring morning. We had, day before was about 75 degrees, nice, beautiful day. We've got snow going right now, really cold temps. I got down to about freezing last night. Still have my heater, so we keeps the birds to a reasonable temperature. All the new birds are still doing good. I know we've had quite a few people ask about them, so I was gonna try and get you guys an updated video this week, if not latest next week. Today, do want to focus on the canaries. Have had quite a few people ask about updates. Gonna try and answer some of your questions that you guys have asked me on birds not laying eggs, things like that. We've run into a few bumps in the road with the canaries, unfortunately. I wish this video was hey, let me show you all the babies, but it's not, and we're gonna tell you why. So let's flip the camera around. We'll show you the canary pairs that we've got going on right now that are currently on their nests, and answer some of you guys' questions. So let's do it. Okay, so unfortunately, this hen, she laid a clutch of eggs. This hen laid a clutch of eggs. Unfortunately, both sets of eggs were infertile. And so I let them sit on them for well over a week just to make sure that the eggs weren't fertile, no development. So we pulled the eggs out. And guys, first question I'm gonna answer. Lots of times I have people ask, is it gonna affect the hen if I pull the eggs out, or is she gonna be sad? The answer is no. So you pull the eggs out, the hen will still go back into the nest probably for that day and try to sit on the nest. Once she realizes that the eggs are gone, she jumps off the nest. Usually what they'll do is they'll deconstruct the nest and then reconstruct it, and she'll lay more eggs. It doesn't make them depressed. They don't feel sad or sorry that their eggs are not there. So just want to let you guys know that. Once they realize, oh, I've got no eggs in this nest, they jump out, and it's kind of like okay, let's revamp and rehuddle here. So first question, I just wanted to get that one out of the way. It is okay to remove the eggs, because if you don't, then you're just prolonging the inevitable, right? If the eggs are not fertile, they're not going to hatch. Now you're just wasting the hen's time thinking that the eggs are going to hatch, and she continues to sit on them. And then she'll eventually find out herself, say, they have like an internal clock. They know when their eggs are supposed to hatch. And when they don't hatch, most hens, and I'm not just speaking about canaries, I'm speaking about most birds, they realize that, and then they stop incubating the eggs. Many species try and dispose of the eggs. They try and push them out of the nest. Others will just relay other fresh eggs on top of them. And then it becomes a really big crowded clutch of some fertile eggs and then some not. And so it's important to remove those eggs. So just wanted to touch on that first. So unfortunately, we did have the infertile eggs, so we did remove them. So I removed the eggs, and they're about the female. So this female, she did not deconstruct her nest. She kept it the same. It was about a week and a half, and then she started laying again. This female, she did deconstruct her nest all the way. She pulled everything out and rebuilt, and is now laying. So she's still laying. She should have 3 eggs in the nest. Like I said, canaries lay 4 to 6 eggs. So she should have 3 in the nest, and this hen should have 2. She is currently laying as well. So there are a few reasons why your eggs could be infertile. The reason that I believe for mine are both of my males. So my male here, my male down there. Actually, it's over there. They are brand new males. So they are babies from last year. This is their first year breeding. Sometimes they don't understand how to get it done. So it is important to give them a couple tries. Don't just do a one and done and you pull them and you feel like your male's a dud or your female's a dud. Usually if the eggs are not fertile, it comes back to the male, and young males are a cause for infertility. So that's what I'm going to bank it on. Now my females now are laying a second clutch, and I hope this male's been singing like crazy, as he goes to sing right now. Okay. And then this male has been singing as well. So I'm not worried that they're not in condition, right? These are all a good sign. And one thing to take note of, when you pair your males up with your females, they do not sing as often, many times. So if your male stops singing and you don't hear it as often when you're with their females, when they are with their females, that usually is okay. It's not a sign that they're not ready to breed anymore. What I would take note of or make sure of is that before you pair him up, that your male is singing like crazy. And the first couple days when you put him in there, he should go right up to her and start singing his heart out to show her, hey, I'm ready to breed, okay? So just a couple items there to take note of. They don't sing as much when they're together. And there's a purpose for that, right? In the wild, your male is not gonna sit next to the nest with your hand sitting on it, singing, trying to draw attention to them, right? So there's a reason why they don't sing as much, is because they want to be able to protect the female so that she isn't spotted by predators and she can incubate the eggs, etc. So there's a reason there. So we're gonna bank it on that. There are some other reasons why your females could be infertile. One could be your female or your male are out of shape. They're too large. They got too much fat on them, and it's harder for them to successfully copulate. So that's one. It could be that they're not in breeding condition and your males are not fertile at the moment. If they're molting, things like that, they may not breed the female, right? They're not in condition. Could be that your pair don't like each other and the female doesn't let the male mount her. That's another item there. So if your pairs are really strongly bickering back and forth, that could be a sign that, hey, I'm not ready to breed. I don't want to breed with you right now. Or maybe your female wants a different male. So sometimes if you rotate your males out and see, that could be an item that would be successful as well and could help get fertile eggs. So I would definitely say, get your birds exercise. If your males are singing really loud and heavy, that's great. If your females are building a nest, that's great. So they're usually good signs that that they're ready to breed, right? So those are all good signs. Now, to answer, I've had quite a few questions this year of my female has built a nest and no eggs are showing up. I have that right now, you guys. This is the first time that has ever happened to me. There's a couple things that I've done. So I have removed the male. I am planning to introduce a new male to her to see if maybe that's what would help spark or trigger her to lay eggs. I mean, she's got a super large vent. I mean, she shows every single sign of wanting to breed and lay an egg, but obviously there are no eggs in the nest. So I don't have a for sure answer. This is the first time it's happened to me. Could be diet related. It could be that there's an underlying health issue. Maybe there's something underneath with this female that isn't quite right, and it's not allowing her to successfully produce and lay eggs. That's something to consider as well. It's not the news we want to hear, right? We want our birds to always be healthy. They're showing us, they're sending us mixed signals, right? She's built a beautiful nest. She's had this nest built longer than these two females. She was the first one to build a nest, yet she still has never laid an egg. And these two hens are now on their second clutches because their first clutch wasn't fertile. So I'm going to introduce a new male, and if that helps and she lays eggs, great. If not, probably what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull her and I'm gonna give her some treatments, because I'm worried that there may be an underlying health concern there that's not allowing her to produce eggs, and she's trying to hide her sickness from us. So that's going to be the route I take there, and then in hopes that maybe that will help her. If she doesn't lay with this new male, I will pull her for the year. I will consider her being done, and I'm not going to breed her for the rest of the year, even though she has built a nest for me. But if she's not laying eggs, obviously there's something wrong there that I need to try and understand and figure out, hopefully before it's not too late. So I know that's not a direct answer, but I hope that helps give you some options anyways. Options of what you could do in order to help if you've got a canary in this situation. And then if you guys are laying infertile eggs, like what I got this year, understand maybe it's a brand new male. That's what I'm hoping it is. Maybe they're not in the right exercise health, right? The right state of mind. They don't have the physical health that they need. They're obese, right? They can't mount the female properly. Maybe they're too old and your males aren't as fertile. Or maybe the relationship's not great and the female's not allowing the male to mount them. Great sign that they're a good pair is the female sits on the nest, begs for food. She kind of flaps her wings a little bit, and the male comes and feeds her. That's a great sign that the male has, or the female has accepted him as a mate. And I would probably, if you see that, I would rule out the they don't like each other theory. So, but it could still be that you have a brand new male and he's not quite sure. He hasn't quite figured out how to fertilize her eggs, you know? So give them some time, but hopefully this next round of eggs are fertile. They, like I said, they're laying currently, right? So I'm gonna give them at least 5 days, then I'll candle the eggs. If I don't see any development, I'll wait another probably 3 days. And if there's still no development, I know they're not fertile, I'm gonna pull them. I will, if these eggs are not fertile, I will pull the males. I do have other males in here that are singing their hearts out and wanting to breed. So if that's the case, I will bring those males in here and let them breed one more time. General rule of thumb, I don't give my females more than 3 breeding periods, or three breeding attempts, right? 3 clutches. So this is their second. If it doesn't work out, I'm only gonna give my females one more time before I say, you know, it just didn't work out this year. We're gonna pull the females, put them back in the aviary, and we'll wait till next year and do something different. One thing I will do this winter is I will be a little bit more strict on the lighting schedule. This last winter, I was very loose with it because I was breeding other birds throughout the winter and I wanted them to be successful too. But I think as a consequence of that, it threw my canaries off. It prolonged their molts and prolonged them coming into breeding condition, and definitely was an inhibitor there that I think could potentially be a contributing factor as to what I'm seeing right now and experiencing. So just a couple ideas there. Hopefully that helped you guys. If you guys are in the same situations as I am, hopefully it gives you some options, maybe some things to do differently currently, and then, you know, down the road when it comes to winter time and having them breed and molt out and all that stuff. So hopefully trying to get all that settled for them would be great. But hopefully you guys' canaries have kicked out lots of babies for you. I know I'm a little bit later in the breeding season, so a lot of you guys probably are already on your 3rd clutches, if not finishing up with your canary breeding season, whereas I'm just really essentially in the beginning phases. So, but hopefully you guys are doing good. Your canaries are doing good. Hopefully I was able to answer some questions for you guys, help you out a little bit there, and we'll give you an update next week. Hopefully we'll have some fertile eggs to show you. We'll see you guys next time.